Hey guys, alright, you know on YouTube where you see all these weird body transformations that range from truly the weird to the really inspirational. Now in today's video, I figured I would share a bit about my own purely physical transformation. I've transformed a lot in my life, but I just want to share my physical one today because I want to show you how a person with tons of roadblocks could still persist and succeed in the face of adversity, because guess what? If you're going after a goal, that's what you're going to have to deal with. Hey guys, I'm Alex Hine, author of Master the Day. Quick 2-second thing, before we jump into my story, I'm building a private Facebook group that was formerly only for paid students and clients, and I want you to join because this year I have the affirmation of answering all your questions. So click that little bar below, it's going to send you to a private Facebook group, request access if you want to directly ask me questions, you want support, you want a community, you can go do that, and then we'll hop back in the video. First things first. It took me a long ass time for a transformation that's good, but is not really great. Like, I'm just being honest with you. It took me a long time. I mean, I started working out when I was 18 and I turned 30 in a few months. And you can look at the difference, which is pretty decent for a really skinny guy. But the bottom line is that if there was anyone that had skinny genetics, it was me. Now, a couple of you have probably seen a recent video of mine where I talked a little bit about my story of also illness. But the first thing for me is that I had everything going against me for getting big. Basically, men and women often have different concepts of what, the dream body is. But for men, we just want to be bigger most of the time. Bigger and more cut. Now for me, I literally had everything that wanted to keep me skinny. I mean, you want to hear some benchmarks in my life? When I was 16 and I got my license, I was the heaviest I had ever been, and I was so happy because I weighed 112 pounds. When I went into high school, I was 82 pounds going into high school. 82 pounds. When I got my license, I was also 5'5". That picture right there is from my license that I had to keep using for years and years because I couldn't get it updated when I was living outside the country. And what I'm trying to say is, there were 1,000,001 reasons why I would not be able to gain weight. My mom's been thin her whole life, and I've got her genetics. I mean, it was just non-stop barriers. And the big thing that made me want to embark in this transformation was the fact that I hated, like viscerally, in my guts, in my soul, I hated being skinny, and I hated being called skinny. Every damn year, it's like being fat, where every damn year, your parents, your family, your friends, they're like, hey, Jill, you're looking a little bit big, you need to lose weight. Or maybe your parents are even more blunt. And I've heard parents call their kids like, oh, you look like a whale, you gotta lose weight. Not understanding how much this destroys a kid's self-esteem. But the thing is, for me as a guy, being told you're skinny is implied to be you're weak, you're not masculine, you're not a man, you're not dateable. And as a result, guess what? I didn't have any dates, and I didn't get a girlfriend until much later in life, despite wanting one, because I wasn't very big and wasn't very masculine. And no girl wants to date a guy that's more like a boy than a man. And so at the same time, it was really a self-esteem thing for me, for wanting to change, because all of that was associated with the things I didn't want to be, basically. And so, to be blunt, that emotional trauma just got bigger and bigger and bigger until eventually it got to the point where I was like, I have to do something. People tend to respond to challenges in two ways, where they do something or they withdraw. Some kids just start doing drugs and playing video games all day, or they run away from society. For me though, I wanted to do something, and that's how I got into fitness. So right, freshman year rolls around and I start working out, right? I just see what the other guys are doing and I try to imitate them. They're in the gym 4 days a week, I'm in the gym 4 days a week. They drink protein shakes, I drink protein shakes. They're sleeping extra, I'm sleeping extra. And yet all the while, I see all these other guys and they're like 180, 190, 200 pounds, and I'm not even hitting 130. And we're apparently doing the same things, so I'm kind of at a loss for words as to what's going on here, because I'm doing what I see everyone else doing that has results, and it's not working for me. And like, look at this. These are all pictures when I had been working out for 3 years. I was lifting weights every week, lifting them heavy, lifting them regularly, all the adages of bodybuilding that were supposed to work. And then things got further complicated by the fact that when I was 22, my last year of college, I had this digestive problem start showing up. And I saw tons of doctors, nutritionists, general doctors, GI specialists that want to do all kinds of things that make zero sense to me because I wasn't dying, but I just had constant digestive problems. Not going to the bathroom every 3 or 4 days doesn't really work well if you're supposed to eat a lot of food to gain weight. And as a result, I couldn't. I would eat food, I would feel sick, I wouldn't go to the bathroom even longer. It just would not work for me. And so for the longest time, I was like, you know what? This gaining weight's not in my cards. I'm gonna be like rail thin for the rest of my life, basically, because like, look, it's my genetics, and then I have this illness thing, whatever the hell it is, because no one can tell me. They're like, sounds like IBS, which means nothing. And all the while, no one gave me any friggin' answers. Like, no one gave me any answers for how to overcome my genetics, for how to overcome this problem, or even how to fix it. Like, I paid thousands of dollars and no one could even help me figure out how to fix it. And all the while, I had to keep going, because I knew that if I stopped, then I would be like everybody else. I would not be a story that would inspire others. And half of the reason why I kept going is because I wanted my story, if I succeeded, to be shared and to inspire others to go after their own things. Because 10 years is a long ass time to go after the same goal, where some years you see no progress whatsoever. So right around the time where I start gaining a little bit of weight, maybe 5 or 10 pounds, you could see that I have like a little bit of muscle, but you never in a million years would have guessed I worked out. Trust me on that. Around that time, there are still all these people I run into. They're like, oh dude, you should work out. Meanwhile, I'm in the gym like 5 hours a week lifting weights. Like I want to just like smash my face into a wall because I am working out. I am doing the things I'm supposed to be doing. Clearly I wasn't because I didn't have all the proper information, but as far as I knew, I was. And so I'm smashing my head against the wall when I listen to my girlfriend being like, you need to gain weight, you're too skinny, which is like hearing my mom, you're too skinny. My grandma, you need to eat more. My grandpa, hey string bean. And all of these people's voices that you just want to like just hit them in the face sometimes, to just tell them to shut up and go away. Throughout this whole experience, I'm meanwhile basically boiling inside because I'm doing the work. I'm not getting the results I want. People are still like, really? You work out? I don't know, man. You should probably do weights instead of running. And of course, I was lifting weights and I was not running. And I just genuinely don't know what I had to keep doing with my mindset because of the fact that I was so pissed off at everybody that made a comment like that. Everybody that made a comment like that became my enemy after a while. Didn't matter if it was a friend, didn't matter if it was family, it didn't matter. And so that little bubble of resentment started boiling up, which some people say you should use to reach your goals, but I think that's complete bullshit because that's just poison. It's just poison brewing inside you. And what happens once you reach your goal? You have the poison getting you there, and what happens once you reached it? What happens when everyone's impressed? If you're building your fuel from poison, it's not going to drive you to the next level. And I had no appetite. I'm trying to do all the other things in life, be healthy, be happy, check off all the other goals, impress my parents, do all the stuff in school. And yet this one thing kept lingering in the back of my mind because I saw it every day when I passed a window. I saw it when I looked in the mirror in the beginning of the day and the end of the day. I saw it when I took my shirt off in the gym to change, being disgusted or dissatisfied. And the thing that kept driving me was the fact that I knew that if I did not do it, then nobody else would. If I did not do this transformation and keep going, then I could not be one of the 1 in a million people that walked their talk so that they could inspire others. And that's why I really, really, really want to share this with you today. Because despite all of these things, the most important thing was that I kept going. Because I've been working out for 10 years, and I told you there were several years where I saw zero progress. And yet I kept going because I started to like it. I started to like how it made me feel. Regardless of the results I got in the short run, I started enjoying it and I liked how it made me feel. And that is maybe one of the biggest success principles people don't talk about, because if you're working out and you hate the workouts every day, what are the chances you're going to do them for the next 40 years, the next 70 years? I mean, you're going to live to be 80, 90, 100. Are the workouts you do today something you still want to do 50 years from now? Or are you doing it just because you want that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow? Like, you really have to figure out what drives you on a daily basis and what do you enjoy on a daily basis. Not about denying yourself pleasure and enjoyment for some fulfillment of some goal out there, but what do you truly enjoy the most on a day-to-day basis. If it's fitness, figure out the workouts you enjoy the most and then just do those, because it is a long game. This is not a 3, 6, or 9 month game. If you're 110 pounds and you want to gain 50 pounds, that's a 5 to 10 year game. If you're 280 pounds and you want to get down to 150 pounds, that's a multiple year game. This is not a couple months, guys. This is your life. And so what I want to share with you today is this story, because there were 5, 10, 15, 20 roadblocks that came up. And all the while emotionally boiling and emotionally pissed off at everybody, most of all myself, and yet I kept going because I wanted this to matter. I wanted my life to matter, I wanted it to be important, and I wanted it to inspire other people, and I could not do that unless I had already lived it. So, a little bit behind my actual fitness transformation, purely just physical, but obviously you cannot transform the physical without transforming the invisible as well. So before you go, I want you to leave a comment right there below. Let me know for you some of the roadblocks. Tell me some of the roadblocks you've encountered that were unforeseen, kind of on your path to reaching your goals and your dreams. Tell me there below. Hey guys, it's Alex. Did you like this video? If so, there are really 2 ways you can stay in touch with me. The first thing is to go over, click the monk, and subscribe so you get the next video right when it's out. I'm releasing at least 3 videos per week, but often a lot more. The next thing is, come on over and check out my book, Master the Day. It's called Master the Day, Eat, Move, and Live Better with the Power of Daily Habits. And it's all about the tiny daily success habits that I learned interviewing people that lost over 100 pounds and kept it off years later in a healthy way. The success habits that not only get your dream body, but also your dream life. And as a special thank you, if you get the book, send me your receipt to alexander@modernhealthmonk.com. I'll send you a 1-hour bonus video course for free, and one important piece of it is an hour sit-down success story with my friend and my student Mike, who lost 30 pounds. So you can go check that out on Amazon right there. The next thing is, come on over to my site, modernhealthmonk.com. I've got a free guide for you there, 5 daily habits to help you lose your next 20 to 30 pounds. And otherwise, I look forward to seeing you soon.